Brahmachari
Yamunatira Vanachari
Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari
Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari
Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari
Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari
Hey Gopi Janabalaba Giridhara Hari Hey Gopi Janabalaba Giridhara Hari
Gopi Jana
Yasodanandana Bhajajana Ranjana Yasodanandana Bhajajana Ranjana Jamanatira Banachari Jamanatira Banachari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Shri Radha Murari ki Shri Radha Murari ki Jai. Shri Krishna book, continuation of its exciting pastimes of Lord Krishna by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupad ki Jai. We are on now chapter 11 of Krishna book, going from one end to the other, and then we're going to go from the same end to the other, the beginning to the end, and then we're going to go back to the beginning to the end until we memorize the whole book, which is what Prabhupada wants to memorize Krishna's pastimes. You memorize Krishna's pastimes, there's a good chance that you remember Krishna at the time of death. A good chance. This chapter 11 is called The Killing the Demons of Vatsāsura and Bakāsura. When the twin Arjuna trees, remember that was the last segment of the previous pastime, the twin Arjuna trees, Managriva and Nalakavara, they come out of the trees and they go back to heaven. When the twin Arjuna trees fell to the ground, making a sound like the falling of thunderbolts, all the inhabitants of Gokula, including Nanda Maharaj, immediately came to the spot. They were very much astonished to see how the two great trees had suddenly fallen, because they could find no reason for their falling. They were puzzled. And when they saw the child Krishna bound up to the wooden mortar by the ropes of Jasoda, they began to think that it must have been caused by some demon. Otherwise, how was it possible? At the same time, they were very much perturbed because such uncommon incidences were always happening to the child, Krishna. And while the elderly cowherd men were thus contemplating, the small children who were playing there informed the men that the trees fell down because Krishna was pulling the wooden mortar with the ropes to which he was bound. Krishna came in between the two trees, they explained, and the wooden mortar was topsy-turvy and stuck between the trees. Krishna began to pull the rope and the trees fell down. And when the trees fell down, two very dazzling men came out of the trees and they began to talk to Krishna. Most of the cowherd men did not believe the statement of the children. They could not believe that such things were at all possible. Some of them, however, believed them and told Nanda Maharaj, your child is different from the other children, from all the other children. He just might have done it. And Nanda Maharaj began to smile, hearing about the extraordinary abilities of his son. He came forward and untied the knot just to free his wonderful child. After being freed by Nanda Maharaj, Krishna was taken onto the lap of the elderly gopis. And they took him away to the courtyard of the house, and they began to clap, praising his wonderful activities. Krishna began to clap along with them, just like an ordinary child. The Supreme Lord Krishna, being completely controlled by the gopis, began to sing and dance just like a puppet in their hands. Sometimes Mother Yasoda used to ask Krishna to bring her wooden plank for sitting, although the wooden plank was too heavy to be carried by a child. Still, somehow or other, Krishna would bring it to his mother. And sometimes while worshipping Narayan, his father would ask him to bring his wooden slippers, and Krishna, with great difficulty, would put the slippers on his head and bring them to his father. And when he was asked to lift something, a heavy article, and was unable to lift it, he would simply move his arms. In this way, daily, at every moment, he was the reservoir of all pleasure to his parents. The Lord was exhibiting such childish activities before the inhabitants of Vrindavan because he wanted to show the great philosophers and sages searching after the absolute truth, just how the Supreme Absolute Truth personality of Gadi is controlled by and subject to the desires of his pure devotees. One day, a fruit vendor came before the house of Nanda Maharaj. Upon hearing the vendor call, "If anyone wants fruits, please come and take them from me," Child Krishna immediately took some grains in the palm of his hand and went to get fruits in exchange. In those days, exchange was barter. Therefore, Krishna might have seen his parents exchange fruits and other things by bartering grains, and so he imitated. But his palms were very small, and he was not very careful to hold them tight, and so he was dropping the grains. The vendor who came to sell fruits saw this and was very much captivated by the beauty of the Lord. And so he immediately accepted whatever few grains were left in his palm, and filled his hands with fruits. In the meantime, the vendor saw that his whole basket of fruit had become filled with jewels. The Lord is the bestower of all benediction. If someone gives something to the Lord, he is not the loser. He is the gainer by 1,000,000 times. One day, Lord Krishna, the liberator of the twin Arjuna trees, was playing with Balaram and the other children on the bank of a Jamuna, and because it was already late in the morning, Rohini, the mother of Balaram, went to call them back home. But Balaram and Krishna were so engrossed in playing with their friends that they did not wish to come back. They just engaged themselves in playing more and more, and when Rohini was unable to take them back home, she went home and sent Mother Yasoda to call them again. Mother Yasoda was so affectionate towards her son that as soon as she came out to call him back home, her breast filled with milk. She loudly cried, "My dear child, please come home. Your time for lunch is already past." And she then said, "My dear Krishna, oh my beloved lotus-eyed child, please come and suck my breast. You have played enough. You must be very hungry, my dear little child. You must be tired from playing for so long." She also addressed Balaram thus, "My dear, the glory of your family, please come back with your younger brother Krishna immediately. You have been engaged in playing since morning and you must be very tired. Please come back and take your lunch at home. Your father, Nandaraj, is waiting for you. He has to eat, so he must come back so that he can eat. As soon as Krishna and Balaram heard that Nanda Maharaj was waiting for them and could not take his food in their absence, they started to return. Their other playmates complained, "Ah, Krishna is leaving us just at the point when our plane is at the summit. Next time we shall not allow him to leave." His playmates then threatened not to allow him to play with them again, and Krishna became afraid, and instead of going home, he went back to play again with the boys. At that time, Mother Yasoda scolded the children and told Krishna, "My dear Krishna, do you think that you are a street boy? You have no home? Please come home, back to your home. I see that your body has become very dirty from playing since early morning. Now, come home, take your bath. Besides, today is your birthday ceremony, and therefore you should come back home and give cows in charity to the brahmanas. Don't you see how your playmates are decorated with ornaments by their mothers? You should also be cleansed and decorated with nice dress and ornaments. Please, therefore, come back and take your bath, dress yourself nicely, and then again you may go on playing." In this way, Mother Yasoda called back Lord Krishna and Balaram, who are worshipable by great demigods like Brahma and Lord Shiva, and she was thinking of them as her children. When Mother Yasoda's children, Krishna and Balaram, came home, she bathed them very nicely and dressed them with ornaments. She then called for the brahmanas, and through her children she gave many children cows in charity for the occasion of Krishna's birthday. In this way she performed the birthday ceremony of Krishna at home. After this incident, all the elderly members and the cowherdmen assembled together, and Nanda Maharaj presided. They began to consult amongst themselves how to stop these great disturbances in the Mahavan on account of the demons. In the meeting, Upananda, the brother of Nanda Maharaj, was present. He was considered to be learned and experienced, and he was a well-wisher of Krishna and Balaram. He was a leader, and he began to address the meeting as follows. He said, "My dear friends, now we should leave here for another place because we are continually finding the great demons are coming here to disturb the peaceful situation, and they are especially attempting to kill small children. Just consider Putana and Krishna. And it was simply by the grace of Lord Hari that Krishna was saved from the hands of such great demon. Next, the whirlwind demon took Krishna away in the sky, but by the grace of Lord Hari, he was saved. And the demon fell down on the stone slab and died. And very recently, this child was playing between two trees, and the trees fell down violently. And yet there was no injury to this child. So Lord Hari saved him again. Just imagine the calamity if this child or any other child playing with him were crushed by those falling trees. Considering all these incidents, we must conclude that this place is no longer safe. Let us leave. We have been saved from the different calamities by the grace of Lord Hari. Now we should be cautious and leave the place and reside somewhere where we can live peacefully. I think we should all go to the forest known as Vrindavan, where just now there is newly grown plants and herbs. It is very suitable for pasturing ground for our cows, and we and our families and the gopis with their children can very peacefully live there. Near Vrindavan there is Govardhan Hill, which is very beautiful, and there is nicely grown grass and fodder for the animals, so there will be no difficulty in living there. I therefore suggest that we start immediately for that beautiful place, as there is no need to waste any more time. Let us prepare all our carts immediately, and if you like, let us go, keeping all the cows in front. Hare Krishna. Stop here.
Hare Krishna.
Oh, they're going to Vrindavan now.